everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. I was just trying to let some light in, and the camera started all by itself. It's on a motion sensor, so sometimes I can like stay away and then just like wave or whatever and it'll go off. So I moved and it started. So sorry, I was a little unprepared. But here we are. So I'm Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. Thanks for joining my channel today. My channel is about crochet mostly. I don't do very many yarn hauls because I'm not buying yarn. My husband and I have sold our home and we live in a camper. This is our summer camper, but we're selling it at the by the end of this season. I need it to be sold, and we won't have this camper anymore. We have another camper that we travel in, and we have big travel plans for over the winter and through next summer. So I don't have a lot of storage space to buy yarn, and I have a lot of yarn in storage. So I don't do yarn hauls. That's the whole. Sadly, I try to avoid even watching look what I got videos because that makes me just want to go shopping. And limited space allows for limited yarn storage. So, that being said, I do have some finished objects. My channel also is about, well, I have one finished object. My channel is also about travel when we're traveling. Next month we'll still be here in Ohio. We're here until mid-October, but next month excuse me, there is a yarn crawl in northern Ohio that I'll be doing. I talked about it a few videos back, but I wanted to bring it up again because I'm going to do that. I just am not sure which weekend. I think it is Memorial Weekend. I think it might start September 1st because you can shop online as well as in the store, and you can buy this passport thing for $10, and that gets you enrolled in giveaways, I think. I'm not quite sure what the passport thing does, but I'm going to buy it for $10, and then I'm going to go yarn store to yarn store one weekend. That's my plan. I might be going during the week to different places. I don't know, because it is until the 21st of September, I believe. So shopping online, I think you can be enrolled even then if you're not in Ohio, if you're ordering yarn or visiting the stores online. That might be the case. I don't know. So I'll try to put a link in the description box of the Fiber Fest crawl, yarn crawl. I'm excited to do it. And again, more details will be coming closer, a little closer to the event. I am going away one weekend with the girls, and it's one of those weekends. So and one of the weekends is Memorial Weekend. I don't know what kind of plans we have for that yet. So I think I'm being limited to one weekend, like the 12th or something of September weekend. Narrowing it down more. So some of the stuff I might do during the week of those 3 weeks. Anyway, if you're in the Northern Ohio area, for sure you should try to check out at least some of the yarn stores, because the ones that I've been to in Ohio are awesome. Any yarn store is awesome, right? But they're, support your local yarn stores. It's always a good thing to do that. So I finished my top, as you can see. It is fluffier than I thought it would be, and I was looking at it. I was looking at it thinking, holy cow, it's going to be really big. But I'm really big, so when I put it on, it's not as big as what I thought. I just crocheted a chain to make a tie for it so that it would look not as big. I'm not recording, yes I am. you know, like to scrunch it on. And I like it better without the tie. This is the idea that I had for it to begin with. I just thought it's wider than what I thought. And as I started putting the second half of it together, I knew it was going to be big. I was just not thinking it's as big as what it's got a lot more ease than what I anticipated when I was putting the first half together. But you know, you don't know how big it's going to grow. Once I got the first half done and I was holding it up, I thought, oh, it's probably going to be too long. But my plan of yarn usage was going to make it this wide, so it just is this wide. And I am not unhappy with it. It's long. It's like it is longer than what I anticipated, longer than what I wanted by a little. It's more dress than shirt. But so I'm calling it a shirt dress. And you know, it's got a lot of holes, so you do have to wear a cami or something underneath. And I would wear it with leggings, you know, regardless. And I have those on, so it looks good. And I have a little video that I'm going to try to put in right here. And this is why I'm doing this, so I know. I made a little video so you can see it on. So check that out in just a second, and I do talk through that. So I have it tied, and this is what it looks like. Yeah, you can see the length. Because it is big, I'm big. I'm a little fluffy, so this is what it looks like. It's sewed here and here, and that's, I hope that wasn't too fast. I'm not much of the model. That's what we get. I think I love it. I actually like it untied. I thought I wouldn't, but I do. I think it looks fine. It's comfy. It's so drapey. And yeah, it could be, you know, I could have made it a lot thinner. You know, it didn't have to be this wide, but I do like the sleeves on it. And if I didn't make it this wide, the sleeves wouldn't be this long. And it does do the job of covering me up and being loose and airy. And look at how drapey. I love the yarn. Isn't that awesome? So that's it. That's what my shirt looks like. And it's just one big panel sewed at the seams with one big thing. It could be a Rwana if you split it down the middle. But I didn't want it split down the middle. And there we go. Now you should be back from that if I spliced it in right. Cross your fingers. And this I used, so what did I make this out of? I made it out of, hold on just one second. So what did I make it out of? I made it out of True Blue Sparkle, which is a 3-weight yarn. The colors are, I had 2 of these in white, which the color is called Ice. It's a 3-weight, 3 ounce, 85 grams, 195 yards, 178 meters, 96 rayon from bamboo, and 4% polyester, which is probably the sparkle that I don't know if you can see. Very little amount of sparkle. So I had 2. This is what's left. It was like almost 1 to do a section of my repeats. There's like 8 row repeat here. So it was almost 1. It was, well, this is how much of one skein it took. When I did trim out the bottom, I changed the colors. So a little, this one's smaller because I used it so out of 1 section per each. Then I used this color called Truffle, which is the lavender that I have on the edges, started with. And I have like 1.5 of those left. I think I had 4 of these. Well, I'll tell you how many skeins completely I used. And then the plum color, and this is what I have left of this. And I had I know I started with 3 and then I bought 3. So, or maybe I started with 2 and no, I think Joe, I got this yarn from Joe, from Joe's Web, and I think she gave me 3 of each of these. But I know I used more than one of this. What I have still here in ball bands is truffle, a plum, and a plum. So I used 3 plum for sure, and 1 full, 1.5 truffles. So 3 full and a half. So 3.5 of these, probably 1. Yeah, that makes sense. 1.5 of these, and probably about 1 of these. A little more than 1, I'm going to say. And that's what I used to make it. So it's done, and I'm all excited about that. So now on to new projects, right? I can start, since I stopped this, finished it, done with it, really like it. I do really like it. I was afraid when it was getting so wide. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to like this. I'm going to be really sad that I did this. Because it's going to be so baggy on me. And it is baggy on me, as you saw in the video. But not overly baggy, the way that it like just drapes so nicely. It looks good. I mean, I'm not uncomfortable wearing it. I don't feel like I'm wearing a tent, if you know what I mean. And I do like it better untied. What did you guys think? Did you like it better with the tie or without the tie? I think I like it better without the tie. So now that I've done that, and I decided when I finished that, I could start my Grafgan, which I did not start. I finished that late last night, and early this morning I got up. I got up early today, which is so unusual for me. And I had things I had to do. I put them off to the side. I did some, but I didn't do most of what I needed to do. I cheated. I was influenced. Well, I didn't start the Grafgan because I don't remember how to start a corner to quarter, and I have to watch a video. I didn't want to watch the video to teach me how to do it again. I mean, once you get started and you know what you're doing, then you know you can fly through the corner to corner. But I just don't remember how to start it. It's like the first couple rows I need a little help with, get it moving, then I'll be good. And I know I'm going to start on the marshmallow part of the graph, which I didn't bring over here, so you'll see it next time. But it's just going to be like a 8 by 12, or I don't know, it'll 10 by 12 maybe, that it'll fit into the Boggy Creek size blankets when you get several graphs together. But I thought for me it's going to be better to start with small graphs, get a really good gist of how to do them. You know, you got to use multiple yarns at one time and all of that. So I'm going to have a basket, I think, to put all the graph, you know, to put all the yarns in as it's hanging, you know. But the marshmallow, marshmallows on a stick is the first one that I'm going to do, because it starts with 14 rows of just one color. And so that'll get me into how to do the graph, but I have to watch the video. But I really woke up this morning just wanting to crochet, and I haven't had that feeling in a long time. And just yesterday, I'm like, I have this work to do, but I just want to crochet. I just really want to crochet. And so I hadn't lost my crojo. I just had other things getting in the way of it. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm missing my crochet. It's like, all right, I can do this, I can do that, and crochet later. And normally for years, I haven't gone a day without crocheting. But lately, like since this summer, it's like, I didn't crochet today. Gosh, it's weird, I didn't crochet today. But last night, it's like, God, I just want to sit down and crochet and finish this top. I just want to get it done. I just want to have a done project. And I just can't wait to get the yarn in my hands and the crochet hook in my hands. And I like felt the addiction. It's like my fingers are missing my hook. Kind of like when I quit smoking and I'm like, oh God, I just want to hold the cigarette. That's kind of how and I haven't smoked in 15 years, but, or better, more than 15 years. And I smoked for a long time, so that was a hard thing to give up. And my fingers were feeling that way last night. And this morning I woke up like, I just want that cigarette. I want to crochet. Don't really want a cigarette. Never, haven't in a long time. And the key to quitting smoking, if you're a smoker, you have to want to. And I smoked for more than 30 years. And when I quit, it was because I just really, really wanted to quit. And I didn't miss it. Like hardly at all. I'm not a person of big willpower, which is my problem with sugar. I don't want to quit sugar. I would lose a lot of weight if I wanted to quit sugar and ice cream. But I don't want to quit that. So I won't, and I know I won't. So there's that. But kind of squirreled on that, sorry. For the first time in a long time, I'm like, last night and then this morning, I'm like, I just want to get a hook in my hand. My hands want the yarn and the hook, and my whole everything is just get up and crochet. So I did, and I didn't want to watch a video because I just wanted to have the hook in my hand and I just wanted to crochet. So I watched Deb, the Canadian crocheter, the other day, and she made that cute cropped little granny square sweater. I've made a big granny square sweater, but I loved her little sweater. She had littler squares. I made big squares. With my big grape sweater. Remember that one with the grape yarn and the white? Really pretty. It turned out really well, but Deb's, even her sleeves were little granny squares. My sleeves were not granny squares on the purple cardigan. I've made several dusters, 3 for myself, 1 for my daughter. Mostly, well, the one is I did the retro, modern grading where you do the big rectangles. Did 3 panels of that, and then just crocheted in the round for the sleeves. So that's granny square-ish because it's the modern granny square. Then I've done a big long cream duster that was a crochet pattern Mikey did with the clock. It was, he does those really fancy granny square blankets, but I turned it into a cardigan because I did not want another blanket. And it's beautiful. I get lots of compliments on it when I wear that. And then I've the grape one, and then I made my daughter a duster out of Hellspun. What's that one called? It's not really called Hellspun, but what's it called? Homespun? In like a caramel color. That's not granny squares. It was just a big cardigan. And it turned out really nice. And I made that a while ago. Granny square sweaters I can make, and I can make them fit. Without going through what I did with this top. I have a hard time making tops for myself that fit. I made sweaters for my grandkids that fit. But this did end up, it works out fine. And I can and will wear it. But back to, Deb did 3-weight yarn and made little granny squares. These are only 4 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 4 rounds. And I only did 3. But I have some 3-weight yarn here. I have a leftover of this, but I think I have enough of this that I could make a top for one of my granddaughters. So I might do that because there's definitely enough for that. But I have 3-weight scraps, and I even went to our storage. We went to the storage unit yesterday, and I have a dresser, a little plastic dresser full of scrap yarn, and there's some 3-weight yarns in there that I pulled out that mostly are, so this is a Karen, no, this is a Lion Brand Mandala. That's 3-weight, and that's what I started with. I first pulled from the inside and did the gray, and then I got bored with the gray and I did a pink. They're, you know, they're long color changes in this, so I'll have solids, which is fine. This one is same thing, but that's what's left over of that. I have this is a Hobie Christmas. I made, it's another cardigan I made. And it's an easy cardigan, that Hexie cardigan, really easy to make that. And I made it out of this yarn. This is what I have left over. Again, it's a 3-weight. And I think the color changes will be long enough that I'll get a lot of mostly solids, I think. I don't know. Then I think this is Fairy Tale yarn. And it's a variegated 3-weight. I have a solid blue. I have, this is another Karen cake, I think. Not Karen. Lion Bread Mandala, maybe. Or maybe it's a Karen cake, I don't know. And I think this is also called Fairy Tale. And it's a variegated. And then I have this one, which I think that's a cotton yarn. One of the cotton cakes. And I have, this is Sugar Will Cotton 3. I don't know that I'll put any of that in. Maybe I will. And I have this, which is furry, and I don't know if I'll put that. I mean, it's got a halo. I'm not 100% sure that I'll put this in, but looks like maybe a little bit of a roving yarn. I think it might be what is that? Like a landscapes? I think that's what this is. And I think they consider that a 4-weight, but it's kind of a little bit roving. But when I was pulling yarns, I'm like, oh, that might work. This, I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. They say it's a 3, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll put that in. And then I have more 3-weight, one more, I think, mandala from that sweater butterfly that I made earlier this spring. So I'm just going to make some granny squares because I can do those. They're living in this bag right now. The yarn is. It's going to need a bigger bag, but right now it's living in this just because it's what I had available that was empty. But I think it's going to live in this bag next. And so that's what's going to happen. I'm going to make little granny squares, and then I'm going to start putting them together, and I'm going to see if I get any interest out of my grandkids to say, oh, Grammy, I want one like that. If I do, I can probably make several, or a couple anyway, little granny square sweaters for my grandkids, or one for me. But that's okay. I'm all right with it. And we have some things we have to do today. One of them is I think I'm going to go do laundry at the laundromat, and instead of taking it to my daughter's tomorrow, because it's raining today, and so it's a good day to do that. So I think I'm going to do that, and then I'll be able to play with the grandkids tomorrow instead of do laundry. And sounds like a plan. So that being said, I think I will do granny squares while I'm waiting for my laundry. And then tonight, we have our live tonight. Tonight is Wednesday. So the Boggy Creek Live is tonight, and I have to keep track. I don't do much crocheting, so that might be granny squares there too. At some point today, I want to watch the video and start my graph. So cross your fingers. I did buy a skein of blue yarn. Like sky blue mainstay, I think it is. I don't know. It's in the other room. Because the Graphgan with the pictures on it that I'm going to make, the background is blue. And I'm just going to follow the color scheme that's on the pictures because why not, right? It's, my hair is drying. I washed it right before this. So it kind of looks a mess. But anyway, I want to start the Graphgan at some point today. I just don't know if I will get to it. And I know I won't get to it tomorrow if I'm playing with the grandkids. But I can make granny squares during that time. And tomorrow is luck of the draw, so I will have that color to add to my blankie. Like crochet in the car. You know what I mean? Because it's over an hour drive to get to my daughter and son's houses. My son is almost an hour and a half away. So, there will be crochet in the car time, so I might be able to do some of the graph in the car. That's a good plan. That's a real good plan. So, that's where I'm at today. That's all I have to say today. Tell me what you think of this sweater, my top, my sweater dress. It was, if I didn't tell you, the construction of it is one big panel. It's like making a blanket with a hole in the middle and then sewing up the sides. That's all I did. You just have to determine where your middle is to make your neckline. And it's just like a boat neckline. So I did 30 blank stitches. And so when you get to where you want your neckline to be, instead of doing your stitch, I was on a half double crochet stitch, I think. Instead of doing the half double crochet, well, I kind of winged it. So you do the half double crochet till you get to your split, and then I did a half double crochet chain. For like I skipped 30 and did a half double crochet chain of 30, and then I just went back to being back on the same original panel that I was working on. And I thought, where I fudged it, because I had to like chain 2 and then go back in to make the chain half double crochet stitch, starter stitch, foundation, that's it. The foundation half double crochet. When I got back into that, starting that, I thought, I hope this doesn't look bad, but you can't even tell where it is. So I don't know which is the front, which is the back. So that worked out pretty good, I think. And I'm real happy with it. So that's it. That's how you do it. It's just a big panel. Or you can make 2 separate panels and then sew them together in the middle, but I didn't want to do that. And I just continued the same stitch pattern that I was on. And I did, this is a 8-row repeat. So there were 8 rows here, 8 rows here. The pattern is, so I'm kind of all over the place in this video. Sorry, I keep going back and forth. But I did want to tell you the stitch pattern. I started with the foundation chain, half double crochet. Then I did a treble X row. So you treble, skip 1, treble, go back into the one you skipped. And I always went in from behind. Then I did another half double row. Then I did 2 rows of treble, then half double, treble, then half double. And then in the next row, you half double on the treble, and treble on the half double. So you do the reverse. And then there is another half double row. And then my window row, so that's double crochet, skip 1, chain 1, double crochet, skip 1, chain 1. Basically, it is the Boggy Creek. I got that from Nan's Next Nuts Boggy Creek, original Boggy Creek pattern. And then start over. And then a half double row. So it starts and ends with half double in between each row, except for your 2 rows of the treble, double, treble, half double rows. Those 2, there's no, and it gives it a lot of texture. And that's what I want. I didn't want it to be boring. There's a lot of texture. It's not boring. I didn't want it to be boring to crochet, and I didn't want it to be boring to look at. So anyway, now I will definitely end this video. I have a lot to do. We're trying to sell the camper, as I said, and so we've been cleaning, getting rid of. This camper's been sitting here for years, and you wouldn't realize the stuff that you just kind of leave and store and don't like realize that you still even have so much of. Lights, for one thing. I love outdoor lighting at the campground, and I always buy lights when they're on sale. We have like boxes of outdoor lights. My husband's like, why do we have 5 boxes of these lights plus extra replacements? I'm like, I don't know. They were on sale, so I bought more in case they go bad, you know. Things like that. A lot of storage containers, way more than I think I need. So we've been cleaning out, and grilling utensils that we can't use so much of, and there's a yard sale not this coming up weekend, but the one after that. So I've been getting stuff together for that, and I've cleaned out all of my spaces in this camper have been cleaned out. So everything that's left in here after the yard sale, the stuff that I have to put in the other camper, or just toss because we're not going to use, and I'm not going to try to get rid of it. So some things that I use in here, I also have in the other camper itself, Anyway, that's a bunch of rambling for nothing. Has nothing to do with crochet or travel. It's just life. So anyway, I'm going to let you go. It's been a half an hour now, and I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get to my work and maybe some more Granny Squares, maybe my video. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, all of those YouTube things. I appreciate it so much. Appreciate you coming back again and again, and hope that you will continue to do that. Bye-bye.